started to become very technical in the lab. I would actually use various nutrients to determine, I would study them to determine if there was any inkling that there would be anabolic drive delivered by these nutrients, anabolic drive to build muscle. And I would utilize them. And in fact, I got to the point where I started to react these things to enhance bioavailability. And my friends would look at me in the gym and say, what is happening to you? What is it that you're actually doing in that lab? And I said, well, why don't you guys come join me? So, you know, it wasn't too long before I had a group of 12 people. It was 12 of us, and we became very close friends, and we would be monitoring blood. We'd be monitoring day to day, in fact. We'd be meeting, you know, after school. I'd be going to university, meeting these guys, rounding them up. We'd do our blood work, go back to the gym, and I'd be testing different things on a group of 12. And, you know, slowly scaled down to about 9 guys who just couldn't keep up with the program. But I'll tell you something. I was about 21, 22 years old, and I wish I had pictures. But there are people there, in fact, Ben, who's on Facebook the other day, he goes, yeah, I remember those days. But I was squatting 700 pounds. I was pretty massive. Like, I was about 230 pounds off season, you know, 52-inch chest, 30-inch legs, 28-inch waist, 30-inch legs, you know? Yeah. So, and I'd be taking off this, you know, I'd be preparing my mind for this lift. And I'm telling you, I guess, like I said, you're naive because you're in it and you don't realize, you know, what you're accomplishing. But if you've been in the gym, you know that those 45-pound plates, they're about, you know, this big, and 7 of them on each side, okay? And only thing I was worried about is the bar breaking. Because I'd take it off and the bar would go like this. And this is how, you know, naive again I was, because I'm not thinking about my back's gonna break or my legs are gonna break. I'm thinking this bar's bending, holy crap, it's gonna break. And so, you know, this is the kind of thing that, you know, you can accomplish. The mind is pretty powerful. It would take me, for example, 3 to 5 minutes just to prepare to lift a 700-pound bar off a rack. Because I could go on fresh, try and take it off like this. There's no way I couldn't budge it. I had to sit there and escalate my heart rate, blood pressure. I could do all that. Because after several years of doing it, you could do it. And a lot of it's up here, okay? And that's where I learned to use the mind, to start to look at substances that affect the mind in a positive way in conjunction with these things that create anabolic drive. And, you know, you can lift 700 pounds, but the key is, how do you recover from that? Because as a bodybuilder, as an athlete, you want to know how far can you push your body yet still recover so you can advance instead of catabolize and regress. And that was the key. That was the whole focus of my study.